for somebody who's looking on, let's say a young person or somebody who's looking on who might be feeling God's calling them to something specific, but they're afraid to take that next step, or they're afraid to, really give up their personal dreams and desires to really trust God into what He would lead them to. What is some things that you've learned in your experience or in your journey so far that you could use to encourage somebody who might be looking on and be thinking about things along those lines? Some specific things that may have stood out to you in your journey so far.
Yeah. So when God called me to preach, I mean, I felt so tiny, like how on earth. I remember so many times I'd leave classes at Golden State and just go cry my eyes out in the back room because I thought, all this that they're talking about you need to be for the ministry, there's no way I'm ready for any of that. And so I would say, one, take it a day at a time. Right. When you are serving God, you just need to serve God today. Yeah. All you need to do is answer the call of God today. I'd say, one, take it small. You don't. Sometimes the future is too overwhelming. Often it is. Yeah. Take today. I would say, number one, keep it small, just one day at a time. Two, I would say, really learn how to walk with God. And what I mean by that is learn to go take walks and just pour out all that frustration, all that fear to God. Right. Learn to make him your source of that, because that will really grow something. And the third thing is find good mentors. When I mean good mentors, go talk to your pastor. The men of God I've met along the way have shaped and molded me in ways that I remember praying as a young man going to Bible college, God, would you bring me under men who know how to train other men.
Right.
And I would take more than both hands the amount of men of God where I can think of specific quotes or times they've taken it apart from me. So every time I would hear a preacher really impact me with their preaching, I'd say, hey, would you just sit down with me real quick? And I would just listen to him. And I was terrible at asking questions. Ariana was much better. In fact, I learned how to ask questions better from her. But I would just try to get around some of these great men of God. And I would pray to God, like, I want to be around these men who can help me. Because you don't know what you don't know. You have no idea what you even need at that point. And I was so overwhelmed. So I would say, take it a day at a time. I would say you've got to walk with God for yourself. I remember being in high school, just not being able to walk with God very well. It just felt shallow. I remember praying one time, like, God, I don't even know how to do this. And I remember reading a book, Discover Your Destiny by Carrie Schmidt. And in that, he talked about this walk with God that I wanted. And I remember from that, like, I'm going to walk with God. And not just on my knees, because I've never been able to walk with God great on my knees. Now, I do have times of prayer where I'm on my knees, intercessory prayer for other people. But I did my best praying, get up early in the morning, going walking, at night, go walking and just talking to God, pour out my heart. And I think that's crucial. I think it's crucial. But also, good men of God. We don't have to do this journey alone. Man, good friends going to the ministry. Get like Chris Thompson. That's true. Even find other young men going your same direction. I'm thinking Bible college, Alec Hoffmeister being good friends with Jonathan Castro, Chris Thompson. There's other young men there at the same time. Man, your peers will shape you more than you know. So find good ones.
Push you in that direction.
I mean, peer pressure's there, so find some people pressuring you towards God.
Doesn't mean things surrounding yourself with like-minded people who would help,
But people talk about this in every factor of life. If you're going to be, go into business, find other business people. If you're going to go to gym, don't go, people be eating fast food all the time. Go find somebody who's working in the gym. I would say same thing. Get serious about the things of God. We need some young people passionate about excellence and pursuing the will of God and doing what it takes and overcoming. We need some tough young men of God. Constantly these Facebook posts about people being spiritually burnt out, and all that does happen. I'm not downplaying it, but spiritually burnt out and this and that and the other. I'm like, where are the young men that I read about going to the Aka Indians and being willing to die and doing all this stuff? And where are the ladies who went through these terrible camps and came out the other side? And the problem is because we're looking for pastors for help. We're looking for church, and we don't have that walk with God, because that's what's going to get you through. There's been some dark days over the last 3 years. There's been some times of crying out to God when you feel like all hope is lost. There's been some times where you doubt every shred of your faith that you ever had, and you pick it back up, and it's deeper because of the God that you trusted to get you through.
And then, as you mentioned, the strength that you built in God during those times, He would give you enough strength to take you through that. And then in those difficult times, He also builds your faith, builds your trust more.
And if you're feeling burnt out, then go get a strong man of God that you can trust in. Because sometimes when you give out and give out, you need somebody who can be the leader of you. That's why pastors are so powerful. And if you have a pastor that you feel like you can't go to, then get a better church, get a better pastor. What are you doing in a place where you don't have a spiritual leader? Get to your pastor, say, look, I've got this stuff. Now, don't go to him every day. You got to get through stuff, but share with what's on your heart, what you're struggling with. He'll give you some good counsel. I've needed some hearty counsel. I've had to bring my frustrations and my hurt to some just wise men of God. I'm thinking of Pastor Adam Thompson. I'm thinking of Joel Haynes. I'm thinking of Pastor Roger Hoots, Pastor Eric Tharp. I've had some wise, great men. And I don't come up every week saying, woe is me. But there were some times when I was really going through it. I needed a man of God to help me just sort madness.
Yeah.
And even like, here's a situation, here's the truth. I don't know how to
Put them together.
I don't have the experience
Yeah.
to put those two blocks together, but they
Right.
did. And each one different things. To this day, I could think of things that they helped me with.
Yeah.
So
It's incredible.